What's up everyone, Zeph Films here, and in this walkthrough video we're going to be taking a look at the actual interface in battle, and what everything is, what everything means, and how to play the game, just in general. If this video will suit you for if you are thinking about playing the game, or if you're playing the game and there's a couple of things on the screen that you don't understand, I will hopefully address those in this video. So here, we've matched up, we're in the single player up against Beverly Crusher, and this is the beginning. So you're going to be presented with some cards from your deck. At this point, this is where you could choose whether or not you want to try and re-roll for a different card. Typically, you want to try and have a couple of low-level cards in your hand to play earlier than later. So these cards right now are actually not too bad. I might not be able to play anything this turn right away. But if I wanted to try... Oh, apparently there's also a time limit too. So I'm stuck with the cards that I have here. So before we start playing anything, up here on the top left is your opponent. So you can see that we're up against Beverly Crusher. The 30 is how many hit points the flagship here in the middle. How many hit points are left on that ship. Just under the avatar you'll see deck 26. That's how many cards are left in your opponent's hand. This bar going down the left hand side here is kind of a history of cards that have been played. So if I go and play, I can't play anything at the moment. Let's just end turn, see if Beverly plays something. There we go. So they played a ship, and they also used a dilithium upgrade. So you can see that those two actions here are in this like history bar. So the more things that are played, so I'm gonna play this. It'll pop up here in the history. The reason that you'll see too, so this ship that I played here has an ability that when you deploy this card, you draw a card. And for me, it'll show what card I drew from it, but it won't show for the opponent's side. Below that, deck 24, this bottom left-hand corner is your stuff. So I have 24 cards left in my deck. This is my avatar that I've selected, Seth MacFarlane, who he played a extra role as an engineer in Enterprise. Hand, this is how many cards are in your hand right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 30, that's how many hit points I have left. And in multiplayer, you can send out pre-made text communiques between yourself and your opponent. So you just click your avatar, and you'll have like greetings Captain, or if they destroy all of your ships, you can go con. Up here, you'll see some lights. This is how many cards are in their deck. So right now, Beverly Crusher has 4 cards in her deck. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see their flagship. Auxiliary is power that builds up either through card actions, or progressing in turns, or I believe also dealing damage or taking damage. But this auxiliary is used for your special and your ultimate abilities. So each flagship has a different special and ultimate. You need 20 auxiliary to play the special, and 40 auxiliary to play the ultimate. So in this instance, Beverly Crusher's special is restore 4 hit points to all friendly ships, and the ultimate is restore 8 hit points to all friendly ships. So moving on, down below here, this is energy, or if you've played magic cards, almost like mana. So energy, right now we only had 2. This increases by 1 each turn to a max of 10. This is the energy that you use to draw cards. So if you see like this card, for example, in the top left-hand corner, you'll see the number 2. That means this card costs 2 energy to put out, which is why I played this and it was 2 energy. And then there's 6, 4. So yeah, this is just to show you how much energy you have left or available to you. And in the bottom right is your flagship, your special and your ultimate, and your auxiliary. So on my particular flagship, my special is deal 3 damage to the enemy flagship, and the ultimate is summon a Constitution class Mark II, which is a 4/4, and I'll get to that in a second. And adjacent ship gets +2 attack. So when it warps in, it has 4 attack, 4 defense, and whatever ship it's beside will get +2 attack, which can be pretty useful. This green button here, that's end turn. So when you're done playing everything you can play, you hit the end turn button, and it'll signify for your opponent that they can go and play cards and all that. The timer underneath that is exactly that. You have a certain amount of time to do actions in your turn, and if the time runs out, it'll automatically go over to the other opponent. In single player, you have 29 minutes. In multiplayer, I believe you have 2 minutes. And now the cards. So as I was saying, the blue is your attack. The yellow is your defense. So I can take 1 damage, but then I'll blow up and I can deal 1 damage. A ship like this can do 1-3. This can do 5-4, so on and so forth. And then I was talking earlier about how there'll be an action that happens with the cards. So this one is a deploy. And draw a card. So when the ship enters the field, you automatically get a card, which you saw was this. This one has haste, so you don't have to wait a turn to attack with it. You can attack right away. Other ships like this one, I have to wait 1 turn before I can attack with. So its deploy ability is give target friendly ship Guardian. The ships with Guardian are indicated with this blue triangle around it. This means I have to attack the Guardian before I can attack the flagship. You need to take these out before you can take out the flagship. There's no way you can do that unless, with the exception of special abilities. Guardians do not block this. So I'm going to go ahead and move along in some turns and see if I can get some crew cards and show you what crew cards do. Alright, so next thing I want to talk about, you see this yellow thing that's glowing under your ship. This indicates that your ship is now able to do actions. So right now, I could attack this ship, but it will destroy the ship right here. So you'll see the green, which means that is a valid target that you can attack. If you see red, it means it is not a valid target. So I can't attack the flagship right now because the Guardian is protected. So I can attack this ship, but it's going to absorb 1 of my damage because this one only does 1 attack, so this would go down to 4, and it would fire back at me for 1 and would destroy the ship, really. So it's kind of crappy situation, but we'll deal with it. So I'm gonna go keep playing, and I will pause when I get something new to show you. So as you saw there, I just took out the Guardian with a haste ship, and this card also was able to make this ship a Guardian, so now whatever ships come out from the opponent can't attack me until they take out this Guardian. And now that they don't have a Guardian, I am free to attack the flagship. Another thing to note is you'll see little icons popping out of the ship. This usually means that there's some sort of ability or action that they do. So for example, this one, I forget what this icon is called, but so this one is indicating to me that like if you hover over your ship, you'll see at the end of your turn deal 2 damage to enemy flagship. This one over here has something different though, whereas when the ship takes damage, restore 2 hit points to your flagship. There will be different icons, and I will point them out as soon as another one comes up. Alright, so one thing I want to talk about real quick is modulating shields. There's some ships that'll come with Guardian and modulating shields, or just modulating shields, or it can give a target ship modulating shields. And what happens is this modulating shield will actually protect you from one damage of any amount. So right now, if I was to attack with this 5-2 ship, it would completely block it. So here, I'm going to show you that right now. Because theoretically, this is a 1/1 and should be smoked by this 5/2, right? But if I attack, you saw the -0, which meaning it didn't take any damage. It dealt 1 back to me, and it's still there, but the shield is gone. So the shield is only good for 1 attack. After that, the opponent is exposed. Alright, so here we finally got a crew card. It doesn't usually take this long to get a crew card. So we have a crew card. So it's 3 energy, and it could either do, increase your damage by 1 or your defense by 1. You have to pick one or the other. So to place this onto a ship, you click, and then if you want to beef your defense by 1, and I'm just going to point out that each crew card has different values, but just in this instance with this card, it is a either 1 or 1. And then when you deploy it, you destroy a random enemy ship with attack of 2 or less. So one of these ships is going to go. I am hoping for this one, because this one at the start of the opponent's turn will do 3 damage to me, and yeah, that's not fun. So yeah, so you click and drag the card. I'm going to go with... No, I'm going to go with the defense.
If there's a battle, we must join it.
So it took out that ship. I probably should have put it on the attack, but this is fine. So I don't have enough attack power right now to take out this ship. And I really want to take out this ship because I don't want it doing any more damage. So we have our ultimate available, which will summon a Constitution class Mark II 4/4. Adjacent ships get +2 attack. So we're going to bring it in. And what happens when you play your ultimate, you also draw 3 cards. If you play your special, you can choose between 3 cards. So we actually got some pretty good cards here. But now bringing in this ship actually gave this, brought it up to 5, which is more than enough to take out that ship. And we have some energy, so we're going to play a Guardian. Just in case they play a haste ship, then they have to take care of this first. Alright, moving on. Now, this is an interesting situation here. This ship, whenever it takes damage, will restore 2 hit points to the flagship. And this ship, whenever it takes damage, will restore 2 hit points to the flagship. So, and they're both Guardian. So we need to take it out, and it's pretty much guaranteed that our opponent is going to be back up to full health. But, I mean, this is fine. But we do need to beef up the attack a little bit here to be able to take this out in 1 hit. We don't want to be doing multiple hits, because every hit, like if I try and take this out right now, my 5 attack is only going to bring it down to 1, which means I'll have to use another ship to take it out, which means this flagship is getting a total of 4. You can't go over 30, but if the flagship was in a lower situation, them getting more health back could definitely turn the tide on you. So it's best just to try and figure out any way to get rid of them as quickly as possible. But so what we're going to do... We have a couple options here. Actually, we're going to play this. This is one of the cards that we drew when we played the ultimate. Give all friendly ships +1 attack until end of turn. So we're going to play that. So this one got 6, 6, and 5. So we're going to take this out. And then we're going to take this out. So they're up to 30 now. What I'm going to do... I'm going to play... This is a legendary card. Any card in gold is legendary. So draw 2 cards, which is fine. You also got to... Okay, so this brings up another point. You need to make sure you're watching at how many cards you have in your hand. So right now I have 8. You can hold a maximum of 10 cards in your hand. The minute you draw 11 or more, the most left card in your hand is going to drop off. So right now that's not actually like a really big deal to me. I don't care too much about this card, but you could have something crazy like a Borg tactical cube, and that is something that you want to make sure you don't lose. So keep that in mind when you're playing these kind of cards or ships that allow you to draw cards, that if you have more than 10, you're going to start losing cards. Also, once you run out of cards in your hand, you start taking damage each turn that you're not able to draw a card due to no cards. So just something for you to think about. It's like it was listening. There's my Borg tactical cube. Alright, so we need to take out this. But that's going to restore more of their stuff. So, I got a 5-1, a 5-1, a 4-3. Kind of need to... Let's do this. Let's give that ship a guardian. Alright, and then... Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna do this. Might not be the best move, but... it's fine. And then we got one of the cards that give Guardian and Modulating Shield, so we're gonna play that. I could have played this. I might play it next round, though. Alright, let's move on to finishing the battle. Alright, so we're gonna put this on here. Oh, this is an amazing card.
Good customers are as rare as platinum.
See, I'm getting really close to... Let's do this. Let's put you on there. Destroy that ship. So that ship is... That crew card was destroy target ship with 5 attack or less. So you definitely... If there's a Guardian that has attack power of 5 or less, you definitely want to take out the Guardian. That will make the powers that you have here more readily available to you, so you can attack the flagship. Which, actually, I just noticed now. So the flagship, the opponent is down to 6. We do have the lethal strike here. In good sportsmanship, good thing is to do is just well fought. And then just quickly end it. Try not to showboat too much. And that's it. That is pretty much the basics of playing the game. It didn't get to touch on everything and show everything that is available, like the different icons. Like if a ship destroys, then this ability will happen. It's called Core Breach, and there's jamming. But I'll make sure I point those out in future playthrough videos. But yeah, this video has gone on a little bit longer than I anticipated. I do hope that this video is helpful. And if you want to try out this game, it is available on Steam, iOS, and Android. I'll have the link down below for the Steam store. It is free to play, and if you do try it, I really do hope that you enjoy it. You can add me as a friend, the Zeph Films, and I do have a fleet called Zeph Films Productions that you can look up and join if you so desire. That's it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure you subscribe if you're new here, and hit that like button if you thought this was useful. Thank you. Bye-bye.